Sean Payton's talking about the dominance of the Chiefs. Have you recognized what Andy Reid is after a bye week? Andy Reid
it's close to perfection.
Is statistically the best coach in history coming off of a bye. He is a staggering 22-4. 22-4. He had one loss as the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. He is 9-3 in his 12 with Kansas City.
Well, so was better with the Eagles then, I guess, huh? Donovan McNabb era.
Those Eagles teams were great.
We'll take it. Yeah, I mean, Andy Reid.
Travesty they didn't win a Super Bowl.
One thing I respect about Andy Reid is that he's got this innate ability to be a high-level offensive mind, yet it always appears like he's customizing the offense around his pieces, as opposed to the pieces that he has needing to learn him. And that's always been my subtle critique of Sean Payton. It's more about all you chuckleheads need to learn me. Whereas I think Andy Reid historically has taken whatever type of quarterback he had. I mean, think about the wide variety of quarterback athletes he's had. Michael Vick, Alex Smith, Donovan McNabb, Patrick Mahomes. That's a pretty extensive list of various skill sets.
Yeah, it's if you look at, if you were to put it on an X and Y axis, you could have all four of those guys in different quadrants.
100%. But yet he's found a way to make it feel like it was customized for that guy. And then for also the pieces, like this isn't the same Kansas City Chiefs that had a younger Travis Kelce.
Totally forgot he coached Brett Favre too. He wasn't a head coach for Favre, but he was an assistant on Green Bay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's there with Holmgren, right?
That's the reason why he loves why he's so good with Patrick. Mm-hmm. Why he's so good having guys off schedule. He learned from the best.
And just let him go do it, and just give him just enough guardrails to keep him. And that's the thing about Patrick. Patrick's more likely to abide by a set of rules than maybe a Brett Favre was. All you got to look into is,
but has the ability to. I'm just going to make something up on my feet and be just fine with it. You went into the break saying, I think the Broncos are going to be successful. Why?
Because they've matched up well historically with the Kansas City Chiefs. This is not the best Kansas City Chiefs team that we've seen. Raj, they're one game away. They're a loss to the Broncos away from being 500 after 10 contests.
If the playoffs started this weekend, Kansas City is out.
Okay, so that's one. I know they're trending in a positive direction after the 0-2 start. Patrick Mahomes is playing better football this year than he did last year. Kansas City Chiefs defense isn't playing better football than they were a year ago. A guy like Chris Jones, who seems like otherworldly 2 years ago, it's starting to catch up to him a little bit too.
Father Time's finally getting him?
It's creeping.
He is the only player outside of the long snapper that was on the Chiefs prior to them winning their first of 9 straight AFC West titles.
That's crazy. That's a long run.
Maybe Kelce was on the team too. Maybe.
But
he's the only defensive team, or he's the only defensive player.
So the Broncos have matched up well since Sean Payton's been in Denver. I would say that the Russell Wilson performance in Kansas City, where you beat the Kansas City Chiefs, that was kind of a chef's kiss performance for Sean Payton as a play caller and as an offensive coach. Hey, guys, I know I don't have my quarterback. I don't have Diana Rossini telling everybody about my late night calls to him where it says I love my Q, because I didn't love my Q. He was Mr. Unlimited. Now he's a Cameo guy, big $333 Cameo guy. But when you went into Kansas City and you took down...
What would you fetch on Cameo?
What's that?
I said, what would you fetch on Cameo?
Like $1. Probably $1.
It's enough for a few beers.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you get some 50 centers, man, some PBRs. I think Bo Nix is going to play good response football. Because I'll say this about Bo, and I'll go back to it. Bo even said it yesterday in his media availability. He used the word response. He's good at it. And he's good at it within the course of a game, responding to adversity in a game, responding to bad play, frankly, the majority of 3 quarters and plus some, and then playing well at the end. But he's also typically been pretty good from game to game. And he knows the standard wasn't up to snuff.
It does feel as though the Sean Payton Broncos, for the most part, they match competition For better or for worse?
I didn't feel that last year, though.
Well, Last
year they played well against all those buns NFC South teams that were terrible. Remember, you dominated the Panthers. You dominated the Saints. You took it out on a very down-and-out Kirk Cousins and the Falcons that were bad last year.
But, like, you went to Kansas City and kept it like you should have beaten Kansas City in Week 10.
This year, I feel like that they've played down to bad teams more so than a year ago because the offense has regressed. It has. The offense isn't playing great against bad competition. Last year it did. Bo Nix beefed up his stats, and that was the critique against him. They can't play well against good teams. He plays awesome against he made a killing last year beefing up his stats against NFC South teams.
Like there were, I guess, but there were 2 losses last year that I went, you got outclassed by a better team and you did not match. And that was Baltimore,
Buffalo.
Yeah.
The
rest of the games I could go, you kind of matched.
I still kind of worry that those 2 teams are a problem for the Broncos. I do. Because I think
the quarterbacks.
Quarterbacks are so good. And I don't know what it is, but Patrick Mahomes, and you heard Travis Kelce even talking about it on his, New Heights?
New Heights
podcast. Denver's a tough place for them to play. It hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows for Patrick Mahomes. Remember Justin Simmons just harassing Patrick Mahomes for, it felt like 2 or 3 years? Interception numbers were high. Patrick Mahomes always looked like he was gassed trying to run away from the pass rush. The offense is not going to repeat what they've done the last 2 weeks. They will be better. I don't believe it's going to be a 3-and-out fest like it was against the Texans and the Raiders.
How much does missing both J.K. Dobbins and Pat Surtain hurt?
Pat Surtain hurts a lot. I'm excited about R.J. Harvey in this spot.
Because he's hit some home runs.
And the other thing I think about Sean, I think Sean likes showing off R.J. Harvey.
Well, he's got touchdowns of like 48 and 50.
He's
got big-time home run. But outside of that, like if he's a bell cow back, take away those 2. I saw Nick Kosminer did a piece in The Athletic. If you take away those 2 big-time gashes, he averages like less than 3.
What I've been looking forward to, and this might be the gift that we've all been searching for, is to give a back an opportunity to bell cow it. And now with J.K. Dobbins out, even though I know he was the best guy,
you have no choice.
I hope.
Like, are you going to give Tyler Bidet 12 touches?
Gosh, I hope not. Because the analytics on Tyler Bidet right now are horrible. I mean, he has been a huge focal point in this offense in the pass game, and return on investment has been minimal to bad.
Or do you utilize the legs of Bo Nix?
Yes.
A little bit more in the early going.
Yes.
Because he's wants to get out of the pocket very early. So why not call some designed runs?
Well, guess what?
Or one read and get out plays. Maybe not a designed run, but
I like both.
If read 1 is not there, you go.
Sean Payton, West Coast offensive guys don't believe in one read and go, unless it's RPO, right? A lot of times RPO is put the ball in the...
Where's the slant if it's not there?
You get fooled. You got to take off and follow the backfield. Usually those are hits that you don't love your quarterback taking because you're running like inside zone or duo,
you're hitting 300 pounds of meat.
Yeah, you're just running into
You're not running
wall.
into a corner.
Correct. Whoa. Whereas some of the design runs that you have seen in critical moments in the fourth quarter comebacks against the Giants and the Eagles, some of them were pass plays, design pass plays where Bo felt that space and said, screw it, I'm going. Some of it was like pin and pull concepts. I call it the TED scheme, which is tight end down block. And then Bo Nix is now getting on the edge on some formations that look to be very pass heavy formations. I'd love to see that. Now, I go back to this. It's going to be kind of cool to see a bell cow running back of R.J. Harvey and potentially an activated athlete mode, Bo Nix, because both those guys played for the same play caller in college, Gus Malzahn. And they understand it, man, because that's a big part of the philosophy of Gus Malzahn is use the quarterback as a primary ball carrier to complement your run game, to get your numbers right.
That's how Bo Nix beat Alabama as a freshman.
That's how it happened. And it's how Cam Newton became a competent football player outside of just a freakish athlete that's 6'6.5" and 270 pounds of twisted steel.
Dude, that Heisman Trophy national championship year at Auburn for him was so good.
Why not part of some of that world that we're talking about?
Well, because Bo's not six. Bo isn't Derrick Henry.
I said part of it. You don't need it 20 times a game. You need it 4 to 6 times a game. You need it in the red zone. You needed to get a first down when you're in a rut. When you watch these Broncos and it's a punt fest, and all we see is your Australian punter, Croshank, is out there, and it's boom, 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 boom.
Hey, now, it was a bad game. The week previous, he was sensational.
Well, the great thing about Croshank is that he is the most repped player at the position. Well, he's got the most reps of any punter in pro football right now, 53 of those puppies and counting. But the problem I see with the Broncos, when they go on that 3-and-out binge, it doesn't seem like there's anything that Sean Payton does rhythmically to change it up. Why not call a pin and pull scheme and get Bo Nix on the perimeter? Just to get something going. Maybe Bo will actually get into the game if he takes a big lick. Maybe somebody like Drew Tranquil hits him hard, and it's like, let's go. And you see Bo get up in his face. Remember, like, last year against the Raiders, he got up in Max Crosby's face. That's the kind of stuff that I think activates Bo, gets him into athlete mode, gets him into response mode faster than the actual enormity of a fourth quarter that then Bo does most of the time.
You need
come back.
You need immediate stimulus for Bo to respond rather than crap. Tails between my legs, 3 straight 3-and-outs. Now I need to. I understand that. It's shock therapy.
And I know this to be true. There has been a time where Sean Payton is just, all right, man, we got nothing to lose at this point. We're down 17. What do you want to run? Why don't you do that 0-0 when the game starts? Hey, got nothing to lose. We're the worst offense right now last 2 weeks in pro football. What do you want to run, Bo? What do you like? You want a little tempo? You want a little quarterback run? What do you want? You know, RPO? You want some RPO? Cool. That, to me, is the key. Troy Rank had a great article this morning in the Denver Post. It was about that very topic. And I said it last year when I was writing for the Denver Gazette. I believe wholeheartedly, Sean's got to do more of learning Bo and adapting to Bo than Bo needs to do adapting to Sean.